Bruh, Donald Trump just became the first Republican presidential nominee in 20 years to win the popular vote. The second Republican presidential nominee in 36 years to win the popular vote. How on earth did this happen? The guy is lined up to win every single traditional swing state. He won Iowa easily. That Seltzer poll that had Harris up by 3 points, that was off. The Republicans kicked butt in the Senate. Eric Hovde in Wisconsin defeated Tammy Baldwin. Bernie Moreno in Ohio defeated incumbent Sherrod Brown. What on earth just happened? Look, it wasn't a landslide victory, but based on how it went in the popular vote, not a super overwhelming electoral college victory, but a decisive one. And the Senate results, he did a good job. He did a good job. I might be wearing blue, but the electoral map is not. So, by the way, first of all, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Are they going to admit that 2020 wasn't stolen now? How come Trump was in office and they managed to steal 2020, but now that Biden and the Democrats are in office, they're not able to steal 2024? But anyhow, that's just a point for another day. But yeah, how did this happen? Well, Democrats have to take some responsibility, but I think we need to recognize that this presidential election didn't so much become about what the candidates were saying and what the candidates were promising. I think Kamala Harris ran a fairly strong, if not great, campaign. Not perfect, that's for sure. She made a good vice presidential pick, someone who's able to connect with people, who's able to talk to voters and convince them. Go look at those videos of Tim Walz talking to undecided voters for more evidence. But the majority of American people apparently felt they needed to vote the other way. Trump ran what I think was not a great campaign, a campaign with some good sprinkled in there, some talent, some humor, but for the most part, just darkness, trashing Haitian immigrants, lying about them, talking about using the American military on the enemy from within, making jokes about shooting journalists most recently, having them shot at his rallies. Just, I don't need to go through my traditional laundry list. There are apparently swing voters who either have not heard about those things or are willing to overlook them or are horrified by them but have somehow come to the conclusion that Kamala Harris is worse than all of those things. So, look, I'm not going to get out here and say the election results happened the way they did because of racism and sexism. That's definitely not a wise or sympathetic thing to say. I believe that both of those things exist. I believe that both of those things motivate voters, but did they make the difference? I doubt it. I think what we have here is a simple case of people being motivated to vote, not based on the campaigns themselves, but based on what they feel around them. And what they feel around them is imperfect. What they feel around them is an economy that's not as strong as they'd have hoped it to be. An economy that's still, and it's getting better, but it still suffered, namely in 2022 and 2023, mostly from the lingering effects of the COVID pandemic, the inflation, which, by the way, started about 2 months after Biden took office. certainly not with enough time to kick in as a result of any policies of his. People thought they were voting against that, so they did that. But yeah, that's my short reasoning for this, my brief reaction. It's the economy. It's just the economy. But yeah, I will speak to you in the next video.